Morning, this is Football Spy, the Mirror's in-house transfer service, and it's quality rather than quantity we focus on today. And we still do start with a situation at Arsenal. The Independent say Manchester City are confident of seeing off any late interest in Robin van Persie from Manchester United. The Telegraph, they say that Arsenal are looking at two fascinating players, the Fiorentina captain Stefan Jovetic and the Poland forward Robert Lewandowski. He scored at the Euros. Also, lots of you been in touch asking why Arsenal don't do a swap deal with City, maybe with Edin Džeko going the other way. City, however, they do have a lot of players to get rid of. Emmanuel Adebayor and Rocky Santa Cruz, as well as the young striker John Guidetti. Spurs are still negotiating for Adebayor. We understand there is interest from Turkey in Santa Cruz, who at 30, I still think could do a job in the Premier League. And Bayern Munich, as we were saying before, they like Edin Džeko. The Sun say Chelsea are close to sealing a £10 million deal for the Wigan forward Victor Moses in a clear case of falling on your feet. The Times say United have made a bid believed to be in the region of £20 million for the Porto midfielder João Moutinho. Porto signed him for £8.5 million from Sporting 2 years ago, but they want as much as £26 million, which they ain't going to get from Manchester United. We're getting unconfirmed reports this morning that Spurs have agreed an £11 million fee with Internacional for the Brazilian midfielder Oscar. He's 20 and he looks an excellent prospect. We'll give you more on that here on the Mirror Football website when we get it. Time now for another regional report here on Football Spy. And a warm welcome to another of our new boys. The man who will soon become the housewives' favourite, Neil Cameron, is up in Sunderland waiting to speak to us. Morning, Neil.
Okay, thanks, Darren. Well, when we talk about Sunderland making transfers, you're talking, of course, about Martin O'Neill operating in the transfer market, and he famously or infamously takes a while to do anything. They have signed Carlos Quella for a free. He's a very O'Neill signing. He's experienced, he knows the player, and O'Neill's got a great record of signing people he's worked with before. Quella obviously worked with at Villa. He's got him in a 2-year contract, and I think you'll see a couple more players like that come in. He's worked with Edin before. We're waiting for that to happen, but again, this is Martin O'Neill we're talking about, so it's not going to happen tomorrow. And the Stephen Fletcher thing, Wolves just yesterday, in fact, more or less admitted that they weren't going to keep their star striker if a serious bid comes in, and I think even though Sunderland haven't bid yet, they'll bid £10 million for him and he'll be on his way to their side. Looking elsewhere, Hoylett is a player that O'Neill, we know he admires, but again, I think that's going to be a couple of weeks before anything happens. It wouldn't surprise me that they go to Korea second week of July to play a couple of games. It wouldn't surprise me if one or two faces, and that's including Queller, go on that trip, and the vast majority of any activity is done when they come back, which has been the manager's way all the time. I'm particularly excited if McGeady deal does get done, even though he had an absolutely dreadful European Championship, along with all the Irish players. I think he's a talent and he'd be a good fit for Sunderland. But we'll wait and see. Him in one side, James McLean in the other, I think would make Sunderland a far more attractive team to watch next season.
Thanks to Neil Cameron there, our Sunderland reporter. And back to the papers as well. The Sun say that the Spurs midfielder Luka Modric is set to pull out of a move to Real Madrid as he's growing impatient at the lack of progress. I'd suggest he hangs in there because although the Spanish media have been reporting that David Silva of City will be going to Real, the Stars say Silva started talks over a new deal at the Etihad, and we understand City will not sell at any cost. Two more stories for you, and speculation is growing that Frank Lampard could yet become an LA Galaxy player sooner rather than later. He was pictured in the papers today alongside David Beckham, no less, watching the MLS side play Philadelphia Union the other day. And remember Wayne Bridge? He made a fair few bob from his time at Chelsea and City, but he hasn't been playing too much football, which is why he's agreed to join ambitious Brighton, no less. He's 31, he's got a year left on his City contract to run. Football Spy is back on Monday. I'll see you then.